name's Maggie, and my question is about Apple. It seems as though there's been a bit of a backlash because they've kind of gotten so big, and recently they talked about how they reaffirmed their values and talked about how that's how they've always been and blah, blah, blah. But what's your opinion about kind of the recent backlash against them?
Nice to meet you, Maggie. This is a really important question because when Steve Jobs was alive, he ran that company like a leader. Mm-hmm. He had a vision, and he put a COO in charge of a visionary company. And a lot of people lost faith because there wasn't vision being communicated out of the Church of Apple. Mm-hmm. And it almost seemed that he was reporting more to shareholders and stakeholders than he was to an adoring public that actually used Apple products to accomplish things. It's an aspirational brand, and you can't lose that. In fact, it's still missing. You can't fix that with problems, and or products. You can't fix that with inspirational videos. You just can't. So they're going to need to fill that role. But the reason that backlash existed is because we are talking about something that's not tangible. No one can put their finger on why. So they're exploring things. They're trying to force Apple to release cache, and we get into conversations that are so far from the center of what that company's soul is all about that we lose sight of what that business represents, right? Now we're talking about share value. Now we're talking about product lines. We're talking about announcements. Apple is going to have to solve for that sooner than later, and I don't know that it's going to come down to IVE. It might, but they're going to need someone to fill that visionary role. Now, in the meantime, though, they have bought time. Those videos about experience, that's what they're talking about. That design is experiential. It's not because it's a beautiful product, but if you look at the imagery in those videos, they are making you get goosebumps. And they're making you remember that you have the iPhone and you can complain about how Samsung's commercials are better. You can complain about how looking at the iPhone compared to the S4 it looks archaic. But then you get into the product conversation that misses the point. Apple changed your life, whether you know it or not. And what you do on a daily basis is because of Apple. Everybody else is just copying. And they might have a faster processor, they might have a bigger screen, but they didn't change your life. They're just augmenting it, and they're competing for your attention.